Parent-child relationships are so complicated. They're fraught on all sides with traps, disasters, omissions, regrets. They're also the place of love and kindness. Most of us don't say I love you or thank you or even hello, I see you and I hear you often enough. But on those occasions when these small precious gifts are offered, they're so very much appreciated. In all our years, I'm not sure my son has ever asked my counsel maybe 3 times. The most recent event, which was actually a few years ago now, was memorable. We were having our usual late morning breakfast, brunch, and then going for our walk if the weather is not too bad. And on this particular day, the weather was delightful and we were in a lovely neighborhood. So we walked for at least an hour, and my son said, can I ask your thoughts about something, Dad? And I said, sure. So he coaches football, and he was an elite player himself and played here in Vancouver, played in California, played for the university and so on. And now, among other things that he does, he coaches youngsters, and most of these kids come from terrible, volatile homes. They're aboriginals, they're surrounded by poverty, criminality, addictions, and all the usual stuff. So Sean was concerned with one particular kid who was, next to truant, was inconsistent and was overweight and was hard to motivate, but he kept showing up. So Sean finally, he told me this whole story, and he said, what do you suggest, Dad? And well, I'd given up many years ago in personal relationships, in friendships, in parenting, and in therapy using the word should. Yeah, you don't tell anybody you should anything. So I said, well, if I were in your shoes, Sean, I think what I might do is I might just take this kid out after the next practice that he shows up for. I take him out for a cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke. I know he's overweight and that's not the best food, but the point is just to hang out with him and no agenda. You're not there to learn anything or teach anything. You just let him be around you. Why? Because the kid doesn't have a father and he needs a strong male role model, and you've been elected. That's you. You're the coach, and that's your personality. So try that 3 times. And if something happens in that relationship that causes him to be more dedicated to the football and so on, that's great. And if nothing happens, well, at least you gave it your best shot. So Sean said, after we got back in front of the restaurant, he said, well, Dad, that's perfect, And I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, that's great, because, knowing you, you live up in the clouds somewhere, you're an artist, and so you could have said something that was way out there that I wouldn't have understood. But instead, what you told me was just a step or 2 beyond what I'm already doing. So that worked out perfectly. I said, oh, good, I'm glad, Sean. And then, of course, he hit me with a double whammy, which came out of nowhere, and said, well, I've always said you're the smartest person I know, which, of course, reduced me to tears because I'm a sentimental jerk. So, PICKLE, the family, is the seat of all love and pain. Why is it so hard for us to speak up?